You don't need to beat people, and you don't need to lose. You can both win. But if you don't know how to lead yourself and lead other people, then a lot of things just don't work out well. How to lead your own life and how to lead others and how to really make a difference in the world. And he discovered that there are these habits that if people will follow, they'll always succeed. Focus on the habit you're having the most difficult time living. That's the most important of the habits. Look at the 7 habits and say, that's the one I need to work on. Sure, yeah. Well, it's good to be here. It's my first time in Pakistan. I've been to India a couple of times, but I'm thrilled to be here for the first time. I just got in early this morning, was able to go and see the city, the old city and the old fort and the mosque and driving the streets. And it was a wonderful, wonderful day. So I love your country. I was born in Ireland myself. My parents were missionaries at the time when I was born. And I was born in Belfast, Ireland, and part of the UK. They moved back to the States, and that's where I was raised. And I was a scholar athlete. I played American football when I was in college. I hurt my knee, so I wasn't able to play in pros. But I then went to Harvard Business School, got a degree in business, and then I've been working at Franklin Covey. It's a company my dad started. It's now a public company, and I'm president of the company. And so today I run our education efforts across the world. And so we have a program that teaches leadership to students, how to lead your own life and how to lead others and how to really make a difference in the world. So that's kind of my short journey. Yeah, well, I feel in our company, we feel that leadership is the ultimate art. It's the ultimate foundation. You can have lots of other skills, but if you don't know how to lead yourself and lead other people, then a lot of things just don't work out well. And it's very much lacking today. By principle-centered leadership, we mean it's a kind of leadership. It's where leadership is a choice, not a position. It's basically saying that great leaders follow principles such as initiative and vision and hard work and service and respect and balance. These are principles, and a principle-centered leader is somebody that believes in following these natural laws. By doing so, they excel and they can attract other people, and they lead not out of coercion, but they lead out of trusting and inspiring people. Yes, so I'll tell you just quickly about what happened here. So many years ago in Raleigh, North Carolina in the United States, there was a school that was failing and about to be shut down because they were doing so poorly. Had a lot of poverty in the school. And the principal was desperate, and she went to hear my father, Stephen Covey, speak. And he spoke on the 7 habits of highly effective people, about being proactive, beginning with the end in mind, thinking win-win. And while he was speaking, she said, "Oh my goodness, this is exactly what we need in our school." So during a break, she said, "Dr. Covey, can this be taught to young children?" And he said, I don't know, why not? Why don't you give it a try and let me know how it goes? So she adopted this program, installed it in her school, and they became the #1 school in America. And then this was so powerful, other people started to copy it. So we got a hold of it. We called it Leader in Name. We realized this was a powerful tool. It teaches kids leadership. They learn how to do reading, writing, math in school, right? This teaches them how to take initiative, how to set and achieve goals, how to get along with other people, how to resolve problems, how to balance their lives, all those important things. And so since this one school started, it's now spread across the world. It's in now 60 countries. We have 8,000 schools doing it. There are 400 schools here in Pakistan doing Leader in Me. It's having a great impact. It impacts the culture, teaches kids life skills that they can use for college, career, and life. And it also impacts the teachers and the communities, the families at large. Yeah, well, the 7 Habits was developed by my father, Stephen R. Covey. He was a professor and he studied people, studied teams and organizations. And he discovered that there are these habits that if people will follow, they'll always succeed. A team will, a person will, an organization will. And they're based upon principles. So, for example, one of the habits is called think win-win. Well, basically, it's the habit of you don't need to beat people. You don't need to lose. You can both win. Of course, in life, in sports, you don't both win, but in relationships and in basically every phase of life, except, maybe athletics or the business marketplace, everyone can win. And the principle is abundance and respect for other people, right? And so the 7 Habits is universally loved and all over the world because it's based on the timeless natural laws. Like, how do you argue against the principle of balance? How do you argue against the principle of mutual understanding or initiative, Yeah, biggest challenges faced in global education today are that employers aren't happy with the graduates that are coming out of high schools and universities. You know why? They don't have these leadership skills. They might have an engineering degree, but they get into the workplace and they can't get along with other people. Or they might have a mathematics degree or a business degree. They get in the workplace, they don't know how to resolve conflicts very well. But they're not self-starters. They don't show up on time. Just these basics. And so we call it the career skills gap. And it's huge and it's everywhere, and every country has it. And so we're out to solve that problem, to give students that missing ingredient, which is these people skills, these personal skills that are so vital. Yes, well, I think that if people will, early on in their educational system, get these foundational leadership skills, right? Like the 7 Habits, everyone needs the 7 Habits in their life. What it does is it'll give you ambition. It'll help you understand, what is my mission, right? Like one of the exercises we do, and begin with the end in mind, habit 2, is to say, write a personal mission statement. What is life asking of you? Where can you best contribute? What are you great at doing? What can you do that no one else can do? What is life asking of you? And when people get these habits instilled in them when they're young, they get ambition about making a difference, about contributing, and they naturally move into things like medicine and law, right? And business and leadership. And because I think most of us are living far below our potential. Brett. But I learned this from my dad. He starts with this: you can do both. You can do well in your profession. You can do well personally and in your home, and both are important. If you had to prioritize them, you're going to put your home first, because your family relationships are like a glass ball. Everything else is like a rubber ball. It'll bounce back. But you can't break these family relationships. But you start with the assumption, I can do both. Then you just got to be very clear about managing your time well, and about making sure first things come first, and planning. One of the great skills we teach is weekly planning. Honestly, it is, if you will spend 15 to 20 minutes every week before the week begins planning your week, you can double your productivity. Yeah, well, when you're young, of course, you don't know what you're going to end up doing in your life, right? But it doesn't mean you can't have a mission and a vision, and it's absolutely essential. I wrote the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teenagers, right? Okay. And when I wrote this, my dad had just written the 7 Habits for Highly Effective People. I made it applicable to teenagers. And I was amazed at how excited, 12, 13, 15-year-olds get about writing a personal mission statement, and how it would give them a sense of purpose and vision, and how they had so many ambitions, but oftentimes they never took the time to write them down, to think about them, to articulate them. As the saying goes, a goal not written is only a wish. So writing down your goals, writing down your vision, writing down a mission statement is such a very important thing. Yeah, well, our goal and my goal is to bring Leader in Me, which is our program that teaches leadership to students, to every child in every corner of the world. I believe we can make this the most influential school system of all time. And I believe that's our responsibility to do so. And this is, we want to get to every kid, right? Because every child is as smart as the next. Some have more opportunity than others. Some have more money than others. But every child has got great worth potential. So we have 400 schools here in Pakistan doing Leader in Me. We want to get it to 4,000 schools.
Wonderful.
Or more.
Mm.
Yeah, I would say, if I had to think of one thing, I would say that you need to focus on the habit you're having the most difficult time living. That's the most important of the habits. Because I get asked that question all the time, which is the most important habit? Well, it might be that you're not being proactive, you're reactive, you're a victim, you're always blaming other things or other people. And that be proactive might be the most important thing. Or it might be habit 5. It's called seek first to understand, then to be understood. And see, that whole idea of if you want to have influence in life, you got to be a good listener. You got to understand other people. You got to listen. You got to sit back and wait, and not be a person always talking and always being out in front. You got to give and take and listen. And that might be the most important habit. So
Say it, son.
So the most important habit by far is the one you're having the most difficult time living. So look at the 7 habits and say, that's the one I need to work on.